welcome back students in our this session, and this is your assignment number 5 of chapter Respiratory System. Now today I am going to teach you about the lung capacity and breathing rate. The total volume of the lungs when we fully inflated is about 5 liters in an adult. So the volume of our lungs when it is fully inflated with air is about 5 liters in an adult. However, in quiet breathing, when we are asleep or at rest, you normally exchange only about 500 centimeter cube, or we can say half liter. Now during exercise, you can take in and expel an extra 3 liters. There is a residual volume of 1.5 liters which cannot be expelled no matter how hard you breathe out. So there is about a residual volume of 1.5 liters which cannot be exhaled out no matter how hard you breathe or how hard you exercise. Now the residual volume is the volume that cannot be expelled out of the lungs. So that volume is known as residual volume. During normal breathing cycle, when air is taken in and out, the lungs always contain a residual volume of air so that there is sufficient time for oxygen to be absorbed and for the carbon dioxide to be released. So when we breathe during the normal breathing cycle, when we take in air and when we expel out carbon dioxide, the lungs always contain a residual volume of air so that there is sufficient time for the oxygen absorption and for the removal of carbon dioxide. Now at rest, you normally inhale and exhale about 16 times per minute. During exercise, the breathing rate may rise to 20 to 30 breaths per minute. Now when the person normally breathes, it takes about 16 times per minute, and during the exercises and other working processes, the breathing rate rises up to 20 to 30 breaths per minute. The increased rate and depth of breathing during exercise allows more oxygen to dissolve in the blood and supply the active muscles. Now, while we do the exercises, the increased rate in that depth of breathing rate during the exercises allows more oxygen to dissolve in the upper blood, and it supplies that blood to the active muscles. The extra carbon dioxide which the muscles put into the blood will be removed by the faster, deeper breathing. Now you always have seen that while we do the exercises, we always breathe fast and we always have a deep breath during the exercise sessions. And this is because the extra carbon dioxide which the muscles put into the blood, that will be removed by faster and deeper during that breathing. It is mainly the extra carbon dioxide in the blood reaching the brain which stimulate the increased rate of breathing. When that carbon dioxide it reaches the brain, it stimulates the increase in our breathing during the exercises. Now here a few infections are there, like throat, or we can say the pharynx, is called pharyngitis. The infection of throat is known as pharyngitis. Then the voice box, that is larynx, that infection is called laryngitis. And the infection of windpipe, that is trachea, is called tracheitis. Then bronchus and bronchioles infection, it is known as bronchitis. Now, infection of the lungs by a particular type of bacterium causes pneumonia. The patient becomes breathless because fluid collects in the alveoli and reducing the surface area available for the absorption of oxygen. Now, in this process of pneumonia, the patient which is suffering from this pneumonia disease, it becomes breathless and the fluid collects in the alveoli in their lungs, and the surface area for the absorption of oxygen is also reduces. So these are few infections which are caused by different diseases, diseases, and these are few functions of different body organs. Now we discuss few diseases related to the respiration. Like first one is chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, that is COPD. It is a lung condition defined by an inability to exhale normally, which causes difficulty in breathing. Now this disease is basically the lung disease, and in this the person have an inability to breathe and exhale out normally. Second is chronic bronchitis. It is also a form of COPD characterized by a chronic productive cough, and with this disease there is a cough in the patient who is suffering with this chronic bronchitis. Third is asthma. The airways are persistently inflamed, causing shortness of breath. Allergies, infections, or pollution can trigger asthma symptoms. Now, in case of asthma, the airways through which the air passes, it inflamed, and it causes the shortness of breath in the person. And few symptoms are there, that allergies and infections or pollutions, they causes the rise in the asthma symptom. Then emphysema. It is a kind of a lung damage which allows air to be trapped in the lungs, and there is difficulty in blowing air out. Now in this disease, it is a lung damage disease, and in this the air trapped in the lungs, and it creates difficulty in blowing the air out. It is due to smoking of cigarette. This disease occurs because of the smoking. Now the fifth one is acute bronchitis, a sudden infection of the airways usually caused by a virus. This acute bronchitis, it is caused because of the virus, and because of this virus there is an infection in the air passage. Then cystic fibrosis, a genetic condition causing poor clearance of mucus from the bronchi. The accumulated mucus results in repeated lung infection. In this, there is a kind of a lung infection, and it occurs repeatedly, and the mucus gets accumulated there in the lungs. Now next is pneumonia, an infection of the alveoli caused usually by bacteria. Now this pneumonia, you might have heard this name of pneumonia fever. It is an infection of alveoli, and it is caused by the bacteria. Then tuberculosis, a slowly progressive pneumonia caused by the bacteria Mycobacterium tuberculosis. Now this tuberculosis disease, it occurs because of the bacteria, and the name of that bacteria is Mycobacterium tuberculosis. Now you may find out the various ways of preventing such diseases. Now with this we finish this chapter, and soon I upload the next video for the new chapter for you all. Till then, thank you and stay safe.